Hey guys, Max Mechanics here once again, and today we're going to be doing the full tutorial on the Hunger Games random chest in vanilla Minecraft. Okay, so I expect you already have your schematic or world downloaded. If you don't already, it will be in the description below. So please download it. It will be a 4 shared file. If it ever gets removed or I do not have the download link, please comment below so that I will be able to re-upload it. So once you have that downloaded, today I'm going to be showing you, now I'm going to be showing you how to do it in MC Edit. Alright, we're back in MC Edit. This is not the correct project, so let me load a world, and we're going to load my Hunger Games world. So yeah, we're here now. So it is very simple to do. All you have to do is you need to open a schematic. So if you hit the key to open a schematic and you come here and you select Hunger Games version 3, and I did not mean to put it there, so we're gonna cancel this out and we're gonna re-import it. So Hunger Games version 3, and we're gonna place it. I don't really need it, but you can just go ahead and place it here wherever you want to place it. If you're not sure how to use MC Edit, you can use the scroll wheel to move up and down, and you can use Alt to get the coordinates and stuff. Just saying, for those that are not 100% sure on how to use this, but I don't need to do this because I already have it in my world. Alright, we're back in Minecraft here once again. So there will also be a world download in the 4 shared zip file, which you can also use if you don't have MC Edit. And now I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how everything works. So here's a number of chests that we have already. So yeah, I did actually modify the command a bit since I uploaded it to the internet, so it may be a bit different. You will not be able to find ender pearls or salmon or anything like that, but it's very easy, this machine. I'm just going to show it once more. So you press this button and then you look in your chest and you got your items. It refills in 4 seconds, well, just less than 4 seconds, and you get all your items inside your chest, including mushrooms and bowls, because you can craft mushroom stew too. You don't have to enable crafting recipes if you don't want crafting in the game, but here we have a golden nugget, you can see. So yeah, the chests are complete random. So this is what you've got here. Okay, so here you can see this machine. It's all very simple to use. Here you can toggle the delay before removing the minecart spawners and killing the items that are left on the floor. Then you can add whatever other delay you want to actually kill the hopper, so any leftover items don't go in. You can customize this as much as you want. If you want loads of items, then you can customize it more. But right now, at the moment, we have 1 to 5 items. I think that's what I need because certain items aren't too rare. But obviously, this is not all fully customized because you did not customize what items and how rare they are. If you want, you can use the default one, but they do not have ender pearls, bowls, mushroom shoes, and diamond gear and iron gear is not that rare, and I don't advise you use that. I advise you come here, watch this tutorial, and actually customize the items that come in the chest. And the way you do this is, well, I'm going to head into Notepad if I actually have any screen recorder to do that, and yes I do, luckily enough. I almost forgot to tell you, I got a lag spike there, but you need to copy this command that you can actually find in this command block, which is underneath the one with the button. So you're going to have to copy this command, and now, for real, I'm going to be back in Notepad. Notepad++, you can use whatever one you'd like, but I'm just going to be in crappy old Notepad. Alright, we're back in Notepad here. So this is what your command should look like. This piece here, you don't really care about, so here you can actually choose what silverfish is going to be actually summoning the chests and stuff. So you can just toggle this to HC2, 3, 4, 5 with all the other commands as well. That's in Minecraft for each specific arena that you're going to be using, unless you use a different world with multiverse if you're on a bucket server, which I don't recommend you use this crappy vanilla one if you're using a bucket. This is meant for vanilla servers, but yeah, it's still cool to use it. But here we can actually come here and relative, that doesn't really matter, and what it's doing is it's summoning the minecart spawner. You don't really care about this part here, but this part here is where the coordinates are to summon the minecart spawner. So we're summoning summoning it -8 from the silverfish, which I'll show you guys how to do the silverfish stuff later on after we customize the chests. Now, when you're here, the customizing starts all the way here. This is where it starts, this little section here. So Minecraft are going to be updating extremely soon, and you won't be able to use IDs anymore. We're currently in the latest snapshot of 1.8, 14W17A, and they still use IDs, and probably extremely soon this is going to be updated to Minecraft.name or whatever name it's going to be, because that's what you currently use in Minecraft, but for some reason the IDs are not updated. So if this doesn't work, try using the actual Minecraft dot, but for now we're going to be looking at we're going to have to be using IDs. Now if you're not sure how to get IDs, you can just simply search up Minecraft ID list on the internet and click on the first link. It's awesome. It will be also in the description below. It is perfect for getting the IDs. You can search up anything you want, and yeah, it's very awesome. So here you can choose the damage value. If you are on bucket servers and stuff, you would know damage value as colon blah blah blah. So wood would be wood colon 2 with world edit. If you ever heard of world edit before, that would be birchwood, or yeah, birchwood. That was just an example, but here you actually put the 258 and then the colon thing goes here. Then the count is how many items you want for this. Note that if you have more than one item, it depends on your delay. Once again, you might only get one of those items. It just really depends. Now your type is item. That doesn't really matter here. That's just telling it it's an item here. And finally here is how rare it is. So the higher the number is, the less rare it is. So here we have something 262, which I'm not sure what it is, so I'm going to just check real quick. And we're back. So 262 is arrows, and I think that's way too rare, so we're going to hit this down to 30 or something, because we don't want too many arrows. If you think about it, that's a bit overhead. But here's another ID with your weight, and that's how rare it is. And I actually added bowls and ender pearls. So if you want to get a new item, you just come to the bottom. Do not select this one here. Do not select this one. Select any one that's a bit before it, and you copy it using Ctrl-C or right-click copy, and then you paste it with either Ctrl-V or right-click paste. Now we have got a copy of it, so we have two 281s here. And yeah, they're exactly the same. So you can modify the ID once again with the ID list. So I don't know what to put in here, but yeah. And then you can choose your damage value once again, how many of them, and how rare they are. So we're just going to remove this for now. And that's really it on the customizing. If I forgot anything, I will mention at the end of the video. Alright, we're back in Minecraft once again, and my skin wasn't working there for a second. But then all you have to do is come back here and paste in your new command that you did on Notepad or whatever editing program. Now the reason why I use Notepad is because it's much easier to use. You can copy and paste stuff much easier, and you can just simply paste them back into the command block. Now once that's modified, you can once again press your button, and now your chests are done. But now you want to know how to set up the chests, because they won't just get every chest in the world. You'll have to do this manually, and they're very easy. So we're going to grab ourselves a new chest, and we're going to grab ourselves the command that will be placed right here, if I am correct. This is the correct command, so you can summon whatever entity, whatever coordinates you want. So we're doing 10, and that means here we need to do the coordinates -8 here, I believe. It was -8. It's something at -8 because you need to have the minecart spawner 2 blocks above the chest, since this is being summoned 10 blocks up the silverfish, and then the hopper is 9 blocks below, which that is 1 block above the chest. If you don't understand, then you can just use the default coordinates, and if you do use the default coordinates, you can exactly copy what I'm doing. So it's very easy. All you do here is come here and you place your chests. I'm just gonna have some chests here just like that, and now you want to grab the command block, which I already have copied. Now recently Minecraft removed +X, because this used to say +X, but now you need to make sure when you're looking somewhere that it says east up at the top here, that it says facing east, and if it is facing east, place the command block behind each chest, Then you're going to paste the command into each one of them, but don't run the commands yet. Now, if you're doing 10 blocks above, you're going to get 10 minus 1, because the default is something the silverfish 10 blocks above. If you don't customize it, then all you have to do is get the number you used minus 1, which is 9 blocks. So you're going to build up 9 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you're going to break the ones underneath, just like that. You can customize this to be underneath or not, and that's why you need to make sure players can't get up here, because then they're going to be pushing the silverfishes all over the place. And we're just going to do the same thing here, so we're going to break this and come here, and that should be correct. And then we're going to put the final one here. That looks like that's correct for each chest. And when you're done with that, you can just come here, grab your button, head back down here, and boom, run the button on each one, boom, and boom. Now your commands should be perfectly set up if the silverfish don't die. Make sure your silverfish has a name so that they don't despawn, which is automatically set when you get this MC Edit schematic or world download. So now we're going to hit this button, and now we're going to have more chests. We're going to have these 3 chests and the ones back there. So now you can see these chests are filled with complete random items, and that is a good chest you can see there. So they're all complete random items each time. Now if we look here, we also have some awesome items. That wasn't too great of a chest, but it had some good armor. This was the worst chest I ever heard of, and that is even a worse chest. But once again, each time you can press this and you will get your items into your chest, which weirdly enough, we're not getting many items in some of them. You can get between 1 to 5 items, which is setup. So the default setup is not what I've got here. This is a different setup that I used. So the way I did it is 4 ticks, redstone, 4 ticks, redstone, 12 ticks, 2 redstone, and a tick. And this runs a command that kills all the minecart spawners. And this one kills all the items. And then I did 1 tick with 2 redstone wire, and I put a repeater here instead with some redstone, so that when this repeater activates the block, it doesn't power any redstone here, it will just power this command block. And once again, you'll have to customize the coordinates here when it's setting the hopper, so it's executing the silverfishes with the name of HD1 chest, which you can customize if you have more than one arena. And then it's going to set block in whatever coordinates. So the amount of coordinates that the silverfish is up, minus 1 this time, and then that would be 9, and then you put in minus 9, and that will set it as air, so that will remove the hopper. That's a bit obvious, but just for those that are not completely sure about this. Your chest should be all perfectly restocked every time you press this button. So everything's going fine now. You can see that the minecart spawner is 2 blocks above, and the hopper is 1 block above the chest. Now remember, if any player touches these silverfish and move them, that is going to be dangerous. You can also come to the command that's actually summoning this silverfish here, and you can actually go to the active effects, and if you want, you can just remove all of this from the command. If you remove this, they will not be invisible, and you're going to be able to see them in case you notice that they're moved, in case you actually place the silverfish in the wrong place as well, which is quite handy. Now to set it up completely, sorry for that lag spike, all you have to do is come here, break this button, place a block just underneath it, get your repeater here, place it, and boom. So all you have to do is, when the game is starting, run this command block, which is set a redstone block right here, and that will basically fill the chests once the game starts. And also, if there is items in the chest, they will automatically be cleared before this happens. Now, what you want to do is place a command block on the edge if you want the time to be always set to day. But what I'm doing is I'm actually keeping it to daytime all the time, so I don't have to set it to day, and it never toggles, which I think is a good choice because I don't like people with nighttime. Also, there's a few game rules I recommend you doing if you're doing Hunger Games. Number 1 is game rule, do tile drops false. This is just handy when you're building. I don't know what else it could be for. Next one would be game rule, do daylight cycle false, and then time set 6000. Make sure the toggle downfall is there, and I would recommend using clock, like Dragnoz's one, which you can check out. He did an awesome clock. We can actually choose how long the hopper clock goes, and you can make it go every like 2 minutes and toggle downfall or weather clear, which is quite handy. I recommend for your Hunger Games arena to set the player to game mode 2, each player. If you do not do this, they are going to be able to break and place every block, but if you set them to adventure mode, you can actually choose what blocks they break with what specific items, which would be exactly what you want to do. Now, that's perfect, they won't be able to break items, but if they do want to break items, then you're going to have to actually clone your arena up and then clone it back down or clone it underneath, but that's going to take up a lot of space and I don't recommend doing it. So this is mainly survival games, not Hunger Games. But yeah, I believe there are all the game rules you should have to do, but I'll be back if I forget one. Wow, I forgot one. Do game rule and then do mob spawning false. This is very recommended. Same one with the mob loot, if any mobs do spawn, and set this to false. Now if you say at E, you can check if your silverfish are all working. Make sure your difficulty is always on at least easy. If you accidentally set it to peaceful for this specific world, all your silverfish are going to despawn and your system is not going to work, and you're going to have to replace the command blocks with the commands inside them, and you're going to have to redo this with the button. But yeah, I think this is a perfect tutorial on how to set up your Hunger Games. So I'm going to do one more last try here, so we're going to place the button here. Also, I recommend 10 minutes through, so that when the game starts, you have a hopper clock here, and this hopper clock can only go once the game started, and it's going to be a 10-minute hopper clock that resummons another redstone block here. If you are summoning redstone blocks, I also recommend you add a command block that resets the redstone block to air. So obviously this is not the coordinates we want, but it's going to reset it to air. Now for some reason it's not a valid number, but yes, you're going to want to set it to air, just like that. So boom, your chests are refilled, you got all your items inside them, complete random, between 1 and 5 items with my setup that I'm using. And I suppose that's about it for this video, and we got an ender pearl that time and some good loot. But anyways, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video on my channel, and if you didn't already, subscribe for more ultimate videos on Minecraft. But anyways, have a good day.